Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be reviewing yet another awesome TV remote. And that, my friends, is the MX3-L. So, let's get right into it. In a previous video, we have reviewed this iPassport keyboard mouse combo. Now, you've probably seen this multiple times. It's basically a touchpad right here that can control the speed of, which is pretty awesome. So you can have it fast or slow, and it has all your media keys, up, down, left, right, enter, pause, play, mute, volumes. It has a built-in rechargeable battery, but what really caught my eye on this thing is its backlight function. So check this out. It has 3 different colors. It has awesome green, awesome blue, and awesome red. And they all look pretty awesome, and I really like how it's inconsistent. I mean, it's a side effect of not having enough LEDs, but it really makes it look that much cooler. Now, in real life, it looks much better than on camera, but it is definitely a really awesome function of this keyboard. It really makes it unique, and it really makes it easy to read, especially during the night. But there are a couple things that are missing on this thing. And although it has an awesome backlight function, a very easy to access keyboard, and very easy to use touchpad, it still has a problem. And that is trying to turn on and off your TV. And that is when this thing comes into play, because this thing actually has 5 different buttons that you can program to turn on your TV, change the channels, change the input mode, and whatnot. Yes, this thing is reprogrammable. And basically you have these keys right here, and those 5 keys are the power button and these 4 down here, which is awesome because that means you no longer have to have a TV remote to control the volume or control the input or turn it on and off. So if I were to use this on my TV, I'd probably have this for on and off, of course, and I'll probably have this for input mode and volume up and down for the TV, and maybe a mute button, who knows, or some other function that I might need. And then everything else would be pretty much directly linked to your Android TV box or your computer, because you can pretty much use this on either one. And this one works through a 2.4 GHz dongle. This is the box that it comes in. It's pretty simple, and it comes with this manual that is all in English and has a ton of useful information, very nicely written. I didn't have an issue with it, read the whole thing. It was fantastic. Now I know everything about this thing. So yeah, it runs on this 2.4 GHz dongle, so you don't have to use Bluetooth, and it's more responsive, and it runs on 2 AAA batteries, which is not a bad thing. Really, I don't have an issue with it. And no, we cannot store this thing inside the remote, which is something that you can actually do on this thing. But anyways, let's take a closer look at this thing and see what makes it awesome. Alright, so this is a $12 remote that has an air mouse function, an awesome keyboard, backlight, and a TV learning function, which is a really big deal, because if you can't control the whole system with one remote, then what's the point? So let's take a closer look at the controls here. So once again, we have the 5 keys here that are reprogrammable to anything that you want, as long as your original remote uses infrared, which most of them do, and I'll show you guys how to program it, which is pretty simple. So starting at the top here, we have an LED indicator, which seems to be a reset button, fast forward functions, search, pause play, zoom in, zoom out, which is something you don't usually see, menu, home, and back, OK, arrow keys, volume, page up, page down, and these 2 keys are the left and right click, so this is left click and this is right click on your computer. Moving on down here, we have the mute as well as the mouse function toggle. Then we have some shortcuts. This is for media, this is for email, this is the backlight function to toggle it on and off, as well as a browser shortcut. A full numpad, which is something you don't usually see on these kind of remotes. For example, this one that I have here is $50 and it does not have a full numpad on the front, which is kind of disappointing. But I will do a showdown video later in the future, so stay tuned for that. So yeah, we have a full numpad as well as a delete key, which is awesome, and then we have this TV button right here. And yes, all these keys are tactile, but yeah, this button right here is what you use to program your remote for these 5 keys down here. And the way you use it, you basically hold down this button for 5 seconds, where the LED right here will start flashing slowly, and then what you want to do next is bring your remote, whatever it is that has infrared, and point it at it and click it until the flashing turns solid, and then what you do is you can select whatever key that you want to assign, and then it will start flashing slowly again. You can keep doing that until you get all the keys programmed to whatever you want, as long as you have the original remote, which is awesome. So let me show you what I've done here. So I have this remote right here that I use for my room lighting, and it's for a bunch of LEDs that I have in my room, and basically I have programmed this to turn on and off and change the colors on mine. So let me show you what I've done here. Alright, so here's my nighttime room lighting, and I can now control it with this remote since I programmed it, which is very nice. So I can turn it on and off simply by pressing the power button that I programmed it to do. And I've also programmed it to change the colors from red, green, white, and blue, and I can just simply program it to whatever I want and have a fantastic time. And here's what the backlight looks like. You can toggle it on and off with this single button right here. And check this out, if you flip it over, it will automatically turn on and off wherever side you are looking at. And the keys will automatically light up when you press them, and whatever side you're flipping it will turn on, which is pretty cool. So saves battery, automatically turns off, and yeah, it's a pretty useful function. And that all is thanks to the gyroscope that is used for the air mouse function, which I'll show you in just a bit here. And on the back, we have a standard keyboard layout, which is really nice. All the buttons are nice and tactile, very easy to press and reach. We have backspace, enter, some arrow keys right here, escape button, caps lock, alt or function for all these other blue functions, as well as space. It is pretty straightforward and easy to use. Alright, and finally, let me show you what the air mouse function looks like. Now, if you're into TV boxes, you probably know what this is, but if you're new to this concept, let me show you what it is. It's pretty awesome. Alright, so we have this thing plugged in on my secondary PC right here, and I'm going to show you guys what the air mouse function looks like when it is being used. Alright, so if you go ahead and press this air mouse button right here, you can see that the mouse now is moving wherever I move my controller, and I can move the controller like a wand and do whatever I want. And yes, I can click and drag and do things, move icons, click on things. I can also click on the search function and do whatever I want. I can go to the start menu and move things. And if you have used a Wii, you would know what I'm talking about. This is very similar, but this does use a very different technology. It's much more responsive than that of the Wii, and it is really, really useful, and especially when you want to pinpoint things and really get that accuracy and click on things that are very far away. You can easily move your hand very fast or very slow, depending on where you want your mouse to be on the screen. Now imagine if this was a TV, which it kind of is. It's a 31.5-inch computer monitor with 75 Hz and a VA panel. I've actually reviewed this thing. I'll leave links for it in the description. But yeah, just imagine you're sitting back and relaxing, and you just want to quickly browse something, and you don't have your TV box yet set up. You can quickly press on the search button, and then you can go ahead and go to YouTube. So we can do that, YouTube, like that, enter. And the mouse does automatically turn off when you flip it over to type. So we can go ahead and just type whatever you want, blah, blah, blah. Or we can go ahead and click on something and watch it just like that. And yes, all that will work on your Android TV or Mac or whatever you are using that supports keyboard and mouse, because essentially this is a keyboard and mouse that are jammed into this awesome little remote. And all those functions are packed in here and are very easy to access. And yeah guys, that's actually pretty much it for this review. So it has a backlight, a TV learning function, an awesome keyboard, a mouse function, and it is very, very responsive. So there you go guys, a pretty awesome controller for any TV box or computer. It is simply a very handy remote. You can even use it in a PowerPoint if you want. But yeah guys, actually give this thing my Kommando stamp of approval. It's a pretty awesome remote. I really enjoyed it. It's cheap, it's affordable, and it has all those awesome functions packed in this little package. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe for more like this. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care everyone.